Starting off with Scuff. Starting the stream right, I see. Okay. I honestly would like to join you in web fishing probably later. Could change the stream and play together if that's all right. Sounds good then. Come on. All right. Simple plan. Simply chill and play web fishing. All right. Where am I? All right. I'm at Seal's Rest. Just chill and catch some fish. Man, my brain is so cooked. Alright, was oh yeah, small. And yeah, Phantom Line. Welcome back to the ads. Alright, now I'm still shooting for the achievements for just catching and releasing one of every single type of fish. And speak of the devil, here's a fish that I haven't caught yet. Alright, let's cast off this side. That looks like the capons are over there. So, or is that? Eh. So yeah, just chilling and cleaning up some achievements. Kind of, yeah. Although at the same time, it's not too bad. especially the game is relaxing as this. I was losing my mind the past couple days or so. Or rather, I guess the last day and a half, trying to get a mission in DRG that had another machine event so I could clean up this empty matrix core I had. Especially after failing a machine event because I got greedy. I think it was, yeah, it was yesterday, I believe. And I also have achievements for catching certain sizes of fish without looking under the water. What? Oh. God, I need to turn that routine down. Okay. Thank you for being here, Ribby. Welcome in. Oh my God. How's your day been, Ribby? Egg. Understandable. 2 egg. Okay. I understand. I feel like there has to be a way to make, okay. Thanks for giving me big egg eyes so I'm able to see. I have special eyes. Yeah. Uh, okay. Yeah. I was trying to get a machine. Yes, you can, Momo, and you have channel points. You can redeem them for viewer attacks, and then the little heart-shaped tomato. That is how you access your attacks, and to check the prices and the other attacks that I've allowed. Ah! Ribby, how could you? Man, getting yeeted hurts. It did work, yes. You did it. Ow. Ow. Okay. I also want to try to catch the trophy weight of every fish, which for this one, I guess I'll just have to pick them off one by one and hope, pray that one is a trophy weight fish. 1 ounce. What's the 1 to 2 ounces? 2+ ounces is trophy weight for this fish. And yeah, Mama, do you know what I'm talking about? The heart-shaped tomato? Yeah, there you go. Nice. Yeah, I can also. There's a heart-shaped tomato on the screen that you should be able to click into. Do you thank you for the bits, Ruby? And ah, need to figure out a way to ah, ow, ow, Oh, my face. My face. Congrats on the golden tomato ribby. Oh no, there goes my ship. Well, I'm sinking now. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, treading water here, but let me open up my channel page and I'll get some screenshots to show you. Okay. Thank you for the cheers, Ruby. Let's see. Snip. Alright. Alright. Then set that and wait, I have to save this. Yeah, just save that to desktop and then new one. And go. Thank you for redeeming Data Cloud Ribby and for redeeming second. Alright, now I just have to add these images. Thank you for redeeming Data Cloud Mama. Alright, so you see this little red heart-shaped tomato right here? That is viewer attacks. You with me so far? So cute. Ah! Alright, let me change out this real quick. Go to the bottom at your attacks, and that's where you'll see the attacks that you've gotten via channel points. Okay. Can't even let me rest in peace. No, it's okay, Momo. Just let me zoom in and all right. That button right there is how you activate and access your attacks that you've gotten via channel points. So once you redeem an attack via channel points, it'll show up there when you open that up. And then there'll be another little menu, and you can see the attacks that you have available from 3 different categories: global, my channel, and viewer attack. And they should be under viewer attack, I believe. All right, let me just. Okay. You're clicking the wrong side, Momo. It's on the other side of the screen. I know it's a bit confusing. It took me a while to figure out, too. Head pets for the silly. Think, I think you're cake, Momo. And you should have one of those since you redeemed a free cake attack and a bouquet attack with bits, or rather with channel points. What's this? Oh yeah, that was a meme from before. Nice job. Looks like you got it figured out. Oh, you clicked the wrong place. So silly. Our grandmama mama. So cute. Right. Maybe I have to wait for a different time of day for more of those fish to show up. Alright. Nope, looks like there's some right here. There's just a few of them, but yeah, today's. You're such a silly mama. Alright, gonna readjust and also have to adjust these ice packs real quick. I had them on my feet for the past 20 or so minutes, so gonna put them on my back real quick. Thank you. You are the progenitor of silly. I'll approve. And Ribby too, you are very silly. Whoops, went too far. Right, that should be far enough. Alright. Let's set this timer. There we go. Let's say again, Momo, I can't thank you enough for this new emote. It's so damn cute and hilarious. Feels great having a wheeze emote of my own. Yeah, thank you for making it. Uh, do I have any fishing rods that can catch small fish that have a longer line than this? Nope. Alright, back to it then. Alright, got another one. Sorry I'm not as yappy as usual. I'm just really, really tired and want to genuinely just chill. Well, speaking of chilling, I should probably turn down the volume of those alerts. Right. And I know you're not really very chatty tonight, is Ribby, from your chat history, but how's your day been? It's been nice. So I want to just quickly check. Does this still properly work? That's a yes. All right, good to see. Tis has been on the fritz recently, so I wanted to make sure that you can still properly throw snowballs at me. It truly caught you in 4K. How's your day been, Momo? Hope it's been really nice and relaxing. I know you're still on vacation. Hell yeah. And welcome back from the ads. Still glad you had a lot of fun. You deserve to have all the fun in the world. Alright. Was it this far out? I think it was. Oh, yep, pretty much. Also curious, Momo, can you think of anything you'd like me to add or things you'd like me to do to make stream more interactive or fun? I kind of do want to get BGM, but yeah, Spotify with that, and I guess we could set that up right now if you have time. Spamming meow. Oh my god. I guess web fishing seems like it's pretty exciting right now. Though I will say I'm not too keen on the idea of going into a yeah, not too keen on going into a public lobby in web fishing. And I want, I wanted to ask you about things you think I could add to the stream to make it more fun or interactive. One of the things that came to mind was Spotify, and we could probably set that up right now. Wouldn't be too hard, I don't think. That's a fair point. It'd be kind of disorienting, and well, I do try to do my best to stay on top of chat and respond to each individual message. Okay. Thank you, Momomo. Really appreciate that. For now, yeah. Although it's kind of hard for me to find things to yap about because I don't know, I don't really have a really interesting life, I suppose. At least I don't really think it's interesting. Yeah, I guess so. Though, thank you. Have I talked? Yeah, I suppose I could. And have I talked about Charlie B. Barkin from All Dogs Go to Heaven on stream? I don't think I have, and why I think that he is genuinely one of the best father figures in, yeah. So Charlie B. Barkin from All Dogs Go to Heaven, absolute classic film. And have you seen it, Momo? I would assume no. Yeah. So Charlie was an absolute scumbag, a borderline, a man or a dog who ran an entire gambling business in Louisiana in the, I believe, early 1900s. He had an entire casino boat set up with his partner Carface, who, after framing him, getting him thrown in jail prior to the events of the movie, and following Charlie breaking out, decides to murder him instead, getting him drunk and rolling a car down a dock and splat, for lack of a better term, smashing his body and spraying it across the river. It's genuinely really dark, and what follows immediately after it is Charlie going to heaven to be judged, and he's told about the watch that is his life, the watch that stopped ticking since his time had come. Through some sleight of hand, he steals the watch and, in doing so, commits a crime against heaven and creation. He straight up stole his own life from heaven. Think about that for a second. Stealing from heaven. And as he winds up the watch, and the dog angel who is there judging him sends him away, he hears, "You can never come back. You can never come back," from the light at the end of the tunnel that was heaven, and from the watch itself. Skipping forward a bit, he learns that Carface has an ace in the hole, a little girl named Anne Marie, who is imprisoned since she's able to communicate with all animals, and uses her to rig his gambling games so that he can make himself rich. Charlie, kidnaps her in turn and becomes kind of an adoptive father for her. And after making himself rich in turn and stealing from a really kind family, he falls asleep one night and has a dream. The watch opens up again, and that same voice calls out, Charlie, you can never come back. You can never come. Thunder cracks, and what can only be described as hellish visions ensue. Charlie being swept away in a storm as the ground cracks, lightning shatters the skies, and a hole to hell opens up beneath him as he's dragged in to a lake of lava onto a boat being manned by a monstrous demon. And from the hellfire around him, the devil himself rises and spews more demons to torture him and says the same words, you can never go back. It's straight up confirmed in this scene. Charlie, in committing a crime against heaven, has damned himself to hell. He knows this, but there's nothing more he can do, so he just tries to find where Anne Marie has disappeared to the nice human family that he stole a wallet from in order to make himself rich by scamming multiple gambling games across the city and building himself a new casino. Carface again tries to kill him to steal Anne Marie back, and then I feel like I'm losing the plot here, but please try to stay with me. Following some rather bizarre events, Anne Marie gets very, very sick, and after a fight with his best friend and business partner, Itchy, he sort of breaks out and causes a very horrible misunderstanding, and Anne Marie runs away and is kidnapped again by Carface. After a fight, and then Itchy goes around, and every single dog in in New Orleans all rally behind him to try to save Charlie because despite being the head of a casino, he's beloved and loved by pretty much everyone. Everyone knows him for what a great guy he is and doesn't hesitate at all when learning that he's in trouble and that the little girl is in danger. He fights his way to the same boat that was his casino with Carface that Anne Marie is imprisoned in. And after it catches fire and Anne Marie is on the verge of death, falling down into the water and sinking, his watch slips and he's given a choice. He can't feasibly bring him, Anne Marie, and the watch up at the same time. There's no time. The ship is on fire. It is literally collapsing around them. So he has one chance. He reaches for the watch again, but it slips out of his reach, and he swims up to get Anne Marie onto a plank of wood as the watch face opens and water starts to fill it. Anne Marie is pushed out of the flaming boat, and the watch ticks. Charlie grunts in pain and tries to swim down as the gears fill with water. It ticks and ticks and stops. Black oily water rises up and Charlie is dead. Again. The boat collapses on top of him And in the next scene, we see Anne Marie still very, very sick and unconscious as red smoke envelops the city, and a monstrous shadow of the devil appears, and out of the cursed red light steps Charlie. Somehow, in some way, he convinced the devil to let him see Anne Marie again, just to apologize, to tell her that he's sorry, because there was nothing else more he could say. And as the devil calls for him, another light appears, a blue light. The same angel from heaven shatters the devil's shadow and says, "You can come home now." Charlie willingly sacrificed his life, knowing fully that he would be damned to hell to save one little girl. And in doing so, willingly dying so that she could live, and damning himself to hell, he earned his place in heaven. And he exemplifies one of the greatest traits that a parent can have: self-sacrifice, and placing their children above all else. Because as a parent, your children should be your highest priority. He really did. Anne Marie changed him, and he became a better dog. And he was able to say goodbye to her properly as he stepped into the light. And the angel once again said, "Charlie, come home." God. I love that movie so much. It's such an amazing movie and so very underrated. God, I thank you for hugs. I and that's why I think he's one of the best dads, because what other story in books or in films is there where a dad, after committing a crime against heaven, is damned to hell, adopts a young child, and sacrifices himself, knowing that he will go to hell to save them? It's such a unique story, and one that I have not seen replicated anywhere else. God. Though, obviously, we don't talk about into the sequel. There is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no all dogs go to heaven too. It does not exist. Simple as that. It never happened. So what really, the one scene that always genuinely kills me is a song that Anne Marie sings, and the real life tragedy around the little girl who played as Anne Marie in that film. But that's a topic that's far too heavy for this stream, I think. Your thoughts, Momo? I'm sure you have some thoughts or something you want me to elaborate on. Head pets. It's okay. It's okay. I don't have head pet emote currently, so I'll borrow one of my friend's emotes. Yeah, many head pets for you, Mama. You're a very good bean. And thank you for encouraging me to yap. Because honestly, I really love that movie. It's genuinely amazing. Thank you. I look forward to it. And alright, sounds good. Guess in the meantime, I could let's see. I could tell some stories from my childhood. I think. Let me just not gonna show any of these photos, obviously, but let me. Uh, thank you for hydrate. Alright. One place that kind of comes to mind from my childhood is Callaway Gardens on in Pine Mountain in Georgia. I think we only went to the place a few times, despite living in Georgia for around 6 years. But God, that place is so pretty, and the Christmas lights show they have, it is incredible, like genuinely incredible. I don't know how true this is, but I've heard from multiple people that the reason they leave the lights up all year is because it would take so long to take them all down and then put them all back up. So it's better to just leave it up year round. Uh, there we go. It's so cute. And I know I could yap on and on and on about certain topics, but kind of still trying to find the confidence in myself that people will be interested in what I say, want to listen. Let's see. Uh, Spinnerbait, divers drop. I assume around the edge of the cliff is divers drop. And yeah, it looks like it got all three sizes. Now, spinnerbait. And what are the sizes? Up to 21 pounds. So yeah, Horizon Caster will serve me well. I know I have a tier list of different dads from a bunch of different media. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think I could easily show it on stream, but let me see. Did I favorite it? I think I might have. Nope. I'll come back from the ads. Um, oh my god. um, it should be. All right. I found the tier list of different dads in media from a bunch of different things, and they rank in order: super dad, great dad, could have done better, terrible father, better off absent, what the fuck is wrong with you, and bottom of hell. At the top of super dad, we have Charlie B. Barkin, Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz, and with more recent episodes, I think I could put him lower. Prince Stolas from Hell of a Boss. And what was that? My watch is almost dead. Should charge that. And Goofy. Goofy is genuinely an amazing dad. Looking back on it, I really need to rewatch the Goofy movie and an extremely Goofy movie. Those things are so damn funny, but so damn poignant. And it's a great way of showing the kind of struggles that fathers can go through wanting to be in their kid's life but not intrude upon it. And in Great Dad, we have, let's list off the ones that I can name. Pacha from The Emperor's New Groove, Sam Parrish from Jumanji, Sojiro from Persona 5. Yeah, technically he's not really a dad, but come on. He becomes a dad to Futaba and to Joker. A couple of characters from webtoons that I can't remember the names of. We have, what was his name? The toy maker from The Great Mouse Detective, Mufasa. We have a demon general from a manga where the hero is extremely depressed, is like so mind-meltingly depressed that when she goes to challenge him, she just breaks down crying, and he immediately adopts her because of how pitiful she is. And Lloyd Forger from Spy X Family have, what was his name? O'Malley from the Aristocats, Joel from The Last of Us, specifically Part 1. I have not played through Part 2. I do not plan to. John Silver from Treasure Planet, Marlin from Finding Nemo, Pongo from 101 Dalmatians, Mr. Incredible from The Incredibles, King Triton from The Little Mermaid, Fazu from Mulan, and Geppetto from Pinocchio, and Ramses from The Prince of Egypt. And yes, I can elaborate on all of those, why they are all genuinely great dads. And could have done better. We've got Zeus from Hercules. Uh, I can't remember his name, but excuse me, Shang's father from Mulan, and Simba, obviously. Darth Vader, yes, really. Kerchak from Tarzan. Django, Remy's father from Ratatouille. Yeah. Kazim, Aladdin's father from Aladdin and the King of Thieves. And, uh, God, what was it? The name? Edward and Alphonse's father from Fullmetal Alchemist. And in Terrible Father, we have a character from a manga called Love Me for Who I Am, which great manga tackles a lot of very, very heavy and dark topics with a lot of respect and realism. I have a character from Sutra Armor who, spoilers, if he wasn't dead, I would punch him so hard that his face would be black, would reflect the ocean with how blue he would be. Seti from the Prince of Egypt, Moses and Ramses' father. An absolutely horrible bastard of a man. And Zeus from Lore Olympus. Better off absent. We have the principal from Assassination Classroom. I haven't watched that show in a long time, but from what I remember, he was, yeah, just absolutely awful. Gwyn from Dark Souls 1. We have Jim's father from Treasure Planet. It's the one who just up and left and never acknowledged him. And Pete from Disney. And what the fuck is wrong with you? It should come as no surprise. Sho Tucker from Fullmetal Alchemist. Fire Lord Ozai from Avatar The Last Airbender. Father from Fullmetal Alchemist. And in the bottom of hell, Bondrewd from Made in Abyss. Now, the reason why Bondrewd, without going into the extraordinarily dark and disturbing story of Made in Abyss, the reason why he ranks so much lower than those three is because he showed genuine love to his kids. And that makes what he does so much worse. So very much worse. Oh. If you've seen Made in Abyss, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mm. Man, that show is something else. For sure. And but I will never understand my brain, but after that my mind immediately went to I can't remember how much my own father was involved in this, but I feel like he must have been, considering one day in Georgia in the middle of summer, we just found a gigantic snake on the side of the house. And I swear this snake must have been like 6 feet long or something. It was enormous. Let's see. Big snakes in Georgia, U.S. Hmm? Did I catch some? No. And let's see. Eyes. Um, you know, at the time, I thought it was a copperhead snake, but oh my god, I'm just like I just now learned that that snake on the side of the house, from my own memories and from these pictures I'm looking at, and from the size reported for it, it might have been an eastern diamondback rattlesnake. It was enormous. It was genuinely huge. I feel like it must have been, 6+ feet long, just chilling on the side of the house. Like it had just slithered up there. I have no idea how. I have no idea why. But what I do remember is, I mean, I wasn't there to witness it, but oh yeah, I was telling a story from my childhood about how in Georgia one day, in the sometime in summer, I believe, we just found a giant snake on the side of the house, like 7 feet long. Giant ass snake. So how's your night been? Yeah, it was very scary. And I just looked it up a little bit, and from my own memories and from these pictures on Google search, I thought for the longest time it was a copperhead, but no, I think it might have been an eastern diamondback rattlesnake. Because, yeah, it looks pretty much exactly like what I remember. And having, oh my god, largest eastern diamondback rattlesnake on record was over 7 feet long, and the average length of it is 3 to 6 feet, which fits the bill. It was most certainly that long, and it was. I mean, I guess, but at the same time, it was just chilling on the side of the house. Like it had slithered up onto the side of the house, and we were in the middle of the woods, and the uh, what the no, I wouldn't say they were mountainous, but hilly forest regions of northwestern Georgia. At least I believe it was around northwestern Georgia. Let me just Google Earth this shit. Let's see. Nope, it was the middle. It was the middle western part of Georgia. But yeah, enormous snake just showed up on the side of the house one day. I have no idea why it was there, but I wasn't there to witness it, but I do remember that we decided to deal with it the best way we could without calling anyone, which meant getting a shovel and doing something very, very stupid. You can imagine it, Momo. I won't describe it because I don't want to mentally disturb you. But yeah, how's your ice cream? Hope it's good. Hell yeah. It sounds really good right now. Right. Where is this other fish? I was also yapping about it's the tier list of dads that I made a while back and talking about each of them individually, at least as best I can remember right now. And I yapped a bit about Callaway Gardens and how they have one of the best Christmas light shows in the entire state. Right? The Strip, one of the best. And it is so enormous and complex that they leave up year round because it would take so much time and resources to take it all down and then put it back up that it's just better to just leave it. It would take too long and cost too much money. Imagine having a problem like that where you have so many decorations that it's just better to leave them up year round so you don't have to take them down. Well, it also helps that that part of Georgia saw snow maybe once in 10 years for one day. So it wasn't really a lot of things that could damage all those lights. Uh, I really want to go back to Georgia to visit again someday and to see those enormous pine trees again. Georgia is such a really pretty state, although some parts of it, from what I've heard, have gotten so much worse since my childhood, but I digress. Just want to check this achievement list real quick. Alright, there's an achievement for that, so gonna pull this up and change this to always above because there's an achievement for catching a fish that's XXL sized without looking under the water surface. So I'm gonna try to nab that. Alright. Yeah. And now my mind has kind of got blank and apart from I have this distinct memory of when I was still in scouts. Ugh, we went into camping on one of the mountains and there was these enormous pine trees. Like I was around 4 foot tall at the time and had like 3.5 foot arm span. And putting my arms up against it, I could not get my arms around a fifth of that tree. It was enormous. I think it might have had a diameter of like 5 feet. It was so damn big. And I really want to see those trees again. I really want to go to a lot of places. was my first trip in a very long time. I don't think I'll ever forget my trip to Washington last year, although it was out of necessity due to mental and emotional reasons. I was genuinely deteriorating and just needed to disconnect and go somewhere else. It was so damn beautiful. And although we only passed through pla the city I was born in, just being near where my family used to live, within a few miles of it, and even seeing the house that my family lived in front of me was so surreal. It was so very surreal, imagining the idea that we could have lived right there if we hadn't moved. This is a house we lived in like 24 or so years ago. And I don't know who lives there. I didn't go up to the door. I just, by some strange coincidence, the hotel that myself and my mother, who was traveling with me, were staying in for the night, was within walking distance of it. The sheer chances of that are so absurdly low, but that's how it worked out. I also still remember flying over the Rocky Mountains. That was also the first time I've ever properly been on an airplane, and God, it was beautiful. The sight of those mountains, and let's see. Oh my God, man. Frosty, I really wish you had more to work with. Unfortunately, we need at least couple more chatters and people to be a bit more active and reactive to catch some things. But I digress. Yeah, the sight of those mountains and seeing mountains again for the first time in so very long was amazing because for the past 50, almost 16 years actually, goddamn, lived in a place that has basically no mountains at all, barely even hills, and it was so incredible. Uh, Being able to go to different islands, hear stories about the place around Bellingham near Canada, some of the stories and about one of the most ridiculous places in the state. It was, yeah, thank you, Mama. So yeah, there's a place in Washington that is lived in by a few people that is completely disconnected from anything. There are no hospitals, there's no police stations, there's no real utilities. So anytime those people want to do anything, they have to cross the border into Canada. It's so dumb. And although at the same time, I have a newfound hatred for Frontier Airlines. I did not know how horrible they were at the time. We were just trying to get cheap tickets that we could get in and out across the country relatively quickly and cheaply. But fuck that airline. Fuck their employees. fuck every last one of them. Just fuck them. That entire company is such a fucking joke. And the airplanes themselves were even worse. So damn uncomfortable and had no Wi-Fi at all. Well, barely any food or anything. And oh my god, I was fucking losing it. Trying to keep myself sane during the 6 hours from Colorado to Washington. I tried everything. My ADHD was going nuts. Like, I couldn't just get up and walk around. And I had to stay in my seat. I didn't have to go to the bathroom, so I had to stay in my seat. I didn't have access to any ports to charge my laptop, so I couldn't use that much at all. I couldn't properly access my iPad, so I had to stay in my seat. I didn't have any data or any kind of connection on my phone, so I had to stay in my seat. I was losing it. But God, the views. The views seeing mountains dozens of miles away that look so enormous and yet are so much bigger than what I can perceive. It was so surreal and so damn cool. And I still really love the some of the pictures and videos that I took of those mountains. So, so very cool to watch and see. Though I need to figure out a way to recharge my mental energy because realizing even just yapping this little bit on stream, relatively little, it's kind of drained me mentally. And it is getting very late to get to sleep soon. So, thank you, Mama. Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you for hugs. Let's see. Don't really want to send you to someone that would be a massive energy shift, but Jackie's currently live and is drawing art. I don't think I've rated her, but I think you like being there, Momo. I believe she currently has her mic off because she's focusing entirely on art. So it's mostly music and art and just interacting with chat via text chat or via her very emotive model. But that said, thank you for being here, and I'll start the raid soon.